Everyone wants to be my marketing manager. Not sure whether I should be thrilled or just treat it as a scam. So you're going to ask me what's it all about. Well, if you follow the channel, it's very possible that you'll follow me on Instagram or Facebook as well. You could even follow me on Twitter and Tumblr, or Tumblr as it's more properly known. And to be honest, I've got to be honest, I don't really monitor the last two platforms. I just don't have the time. Monitoring just Instagram and Facebook takes a lot of time. Having the bandwidth to monitor more channels is very, very difficult. So I've just kind of limited it to those two channels because at the end of the day, this is a hobby, not a business. And it makes very little money. It makes just about enough money to cover the channel running costs. But what's really interesting about this is that I'm increasingly getting contacted on Instagram and Facebook by people about employing somebody to manage my media presence. I didn't know I had a media presence, if I'm brutally honest, but apparently they want me to they want to help manage my media presence. And I get messages like, "Hi, I found your profile really impressive." Got to be honest, that's absolutely BS. "Hey fam, your profile is really cool. Would you like to promote it on our 10 million DM network?" That's normally an Instagram one. "DM me on @Dumpf. Add to our curated playlist." Remember, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Go over to Instagram and follow me there. Go over to Facebook, follow me there. That's where the normal notices are. And consider becoming a Patreon. So, should I really feel thrilled? In a word, no. Well, these are all, well, let me be really clear, and that's probably a bit strong, but most of these are scams, in my view. They're basically there to try and extract money from people who want to be influencers that haven't quite made that influencer status. The reality is they will promote you on their platform for money if you think their platform actually has a following that's actually worthwhile. But the reality is it won't happen. You'll just end up poorer. That's my feeling anyway. In the early days, I followed a few of these links, and basically what happened was not what was promised. What I received basically was, instead of send your link to da da da, what you actually got back from the link to da 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 was a price list for different services and, of course, different promotional prices. The key thing to look at the profile of the individual who's DMing you, the one that's sending you the message. The bottom line here is, if the account hasn't been active for very long, if the account doesn't have very many followers, if the account doesn't look like it's being promoted itself, how is that account or how is that individual going to promote you? It's a really interesting conundrum, and most people just get caught out by this. Well, I don't know whether most people do, but there must be some money in it, otherwise these guys wouldn't be doing it. Quite often the accounts, if you go and look at what is the job, the accounts list themselves as social media manager, social media content creator, Instagram content manager, Facebook content manager. The list goes on, but it's all around the same vein. You get the drift of what I'm trying to say. So let's assume the individual is legit. Wild assumption, I know. And they do have a service to promote my channel. I would then have to pass them the username and password to this account. or probably not the YouTube channel, but more the Instagram and Facebook accounts that run alongside it. Maybe not a full admin account, but an account with high enough privileges to allow them to create and administer content on that account on my behalf. And a word to the wise: never give your username and password out or for the root account, so that's the main account for your Instagram and Facebook, no matter how compelling they make an argument to do that. Do not do it, because the answer is, once they have that root name and password, they can basically lock you out of your account. And if you have got a decent following, now I have a few followers that follow my account, then they can get up to all kinds of things, sending your users, your followers, all kinds of marketing spam. And you can't do anything to stop them, because they've locked you out of your account, and you have to then start going through the whole Facebook and Instagram process to try and recover your account from the scam artist. I know of numerous instances recently, in fact very recently, where an account has been compromised and closed down, with the creator effectively having to start again. Now, if you have got an Instagram and Facebook account, and if you are trying to gain followers, you know how difficult it is to actually get followers to follow you on those platforms. Unless you're in the public eye, you know, Made in Chelsea being an English TV programme, or The Only Way is Essex being another English TV social media style account, or you're a famous actress or musician. The reality is, building up a following is hard graft, and losing your followers is extremely upsetting. So let's get back to reality. The bottom line is, social media managers do not blindly approach you. Definitely not on Instagram and Facebook. You go looking for them. Now you may say, what's the difference? There is a very subtle difference. If somebody approaches you, you have to think to yourself, what are they after? If you go approaching them, you're trying to engage somebody for their services. You're trying to engage somebody who has done it before, has a reputation, has built up a following. That's the difference between you engaging and them approaching you. You understand your business, and critically, to engage somebody to manage your social media, you need to write down and understand the qualities of your business, so that you can understand what qualities you're looking at from a social media manager, and assuming you've got the money to pay them as well. Now, these qualities may include industry experience, and in my view this is probably top of the list. They understand what you're trying to do, they have experience of helping others in your pseudo industry, and they're really happy to do something very similar, and you understand their marketing strategy, you understand their approach to the industry. Track record. Anybody worth their salt can provide you with references. That's the bottom line. They can provide you with references of previous clients that they've helped. It might be nice to speak to previous clients, and normally anybody worth their salt in this arena will be all too happy to let you speak to a previous client, because typically that previous client will have engaged and will, if they have disengaged, they've disengaged for a reason. Normally not because they've fallen out, normally because they've either grown too big for a one-man band and need a team, they've got an in-house team now, they haven't got an external team. The reasons can be varied, but you know, you can get a feel for that. But the bottom line is, they will provide you with references, and they will make sure the references are only too happy to speak to you. Portfolio. Who are the other clients they're currently helping? Are they in the same business? Do they stage their business? Are they at the same stage in their business development? As in, are they starting out? Are they a medium-sized enterprise? Are they growing? Whatever. Do they have a similar creative structure? In my case, are they a one-man band? Or do they have a team of individuals like Linus Tech Tips? But, you know, you've got to sort of look at what they're doing and how they're going to do it for you. If you look at those factors and you feel you've got a good fit, then maybe you do have a good fit. And maybe this is a social media manager for you. But once you have your shopping list, then go looking for the person or company you want to engage. And be prepared, you're going to pay for this service. So, remember, nothing is for free. No matter how much somebody tries to convince you, it's not going to cost you something. Reality is, it will cost you something. It might not cost you today, it might not cost you tomorrow, but at some point, you are going to be paying. So make sure you understand the terms of the engagement. Of course, the best person or company to employ is somebody that is recommended to you. Somebody who has done something for somebody you know. So if you're a musician and you know somebody else who's managing another musician's social media profile and they're growing, then maybe you want to go and have a talk with the same person. The bottom line is, and this is the bit that really cracks me up about this, these people that approach me, and you click on their profile and the profile picture is a spotty irk. And I don't mean that derogatory, I just mean they look like they're not wet behind the ears. I know the whole social media thing is a young man's game or a young woman's game, but at least look like they know what they're doing. And most of these profiles, they don't look like they're actually out of their teens. A lot of these people look like they're still, below 20, or if they have made 20, then it doesn't look like it. How have you got enough life experience to represent me or represent you? This is the whole thing about social media. Social media is kind of in two phases. You've got the social media that is the what's the word I'm looking for? The shock factor. They put a video of somebody falling over. They put a video of somebody injuring themselves. They put a video of something happening. And people, for whatever reason, seem to watch these things for hours. Personally, I don't think it's very funny. And I normally hit the X button when they pop up on my screen. But people do watch these. These things get millions of views of somebody falling over and injuring themselves. But there you go. That's reality. That's the society we live in. But there you go. So, social media manager. Should I engage one of these people that wants to manage my social media for me? Not a hope in hell. I thought it was only fair for those of you who follow the channel and subscribe to the channel and have been wondering why video production has been a bit on the slow side recently. The reality is I've got quite a number of videos on my computer which is sitting off to the side here. I'm trying a different setup today. I just thought I'd mention that. So actually the video image, rather than the video image being there, which it normally is, the video image is there because I've actually got it running into the computer. I'm trying something for overhead shots going forward. Apart from the fact I can't find the battery charger for the other camera. Which sounds a bit daft, but yeah, I've got another camera. Which is an older camera, and I'm trying to see if I can run video from that into the computer, so I can actually watch the monitor. Anyway, that's by the way. So I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on what's going on. So if you have watched the channel and you're aware, I've been diagnosed with diabetes type 2, and while I'm trying to get my sugar levels under control. I am really struggling with energy levels, and my feet have been really painful. They're not has not been as painful in the last couple of days. That's probably due to the fact I think things are coming down, and also I've got these funny things sitting on my feet, which are called compression socks, and the idea is to sort of well, I'm not quite sure what the idea is, but they seem to be working. So the problem I had was when I was diagnosed, my blood sugar was really high, and so those tablets are designed to get my blood sugar down. And the problem is that while my body is adjusting to the medication, it's kind of zapping my energy, which means that by the time I get to the end of the day, I'm kind of zapped. So I haven't been doing anything in the evenings, which I normally would do. Things like post-production, I might even do recording the videos in the evenings, but I haven't been doing any of those. And I've been using the weekends effectively as recharge, because at the end of the day, my day job pays the bills. This is a hobby, and I haven't been playing very much either. So that's the reason why content has been slow posting to the channel, and it's probably going to continue like that for definitely this side of Christmas, I suspect. Just while I struggle with energy levels, and I've got to go and see the consultant in another week or so. So I'm going to be discussing all this with him. It's really frustrating for me. It really is frustrating for me, because while I kind of look healthy, I'm really struggling with energy levels, and I've lost a lot of weight. I mean, those that have watched the channel, I've been watching the channel for a number of years. If you go back and watch videos I did a couple of years ago, and you watch this video today, you will see that I definitely have lost it here, and I've lost it here, and I've lost it here, and lost it all over basically. So the other thing, as I said, was I've been experiencing pains in my feet. This is a combination of my feet being really sore to the touch, to the point where, you know, if at one point where the bed sheets were, you know, rubbing across my feet, it was like, it really was painful, and stiffness in the way that my feet always feel cold. Now these are two classic signs of diabetes and high blood sugar, but it has been really painful. But on the good side, both my feet and eyes have recently been examined, and both have been given the thumbs up in terms of I'm not going to lose my feet tomorrow, and my eyes aren't getting worse because of macular degeneration, which is another sign of diabetes. So I'm quite pleased with those. But the reality is, it's just, as I say, frustration. Videos are going to be slow to being processed and slow to being posted, but and I apologise for that, but there's not a lot I can do. Anyway, on that note, I should say, live long and prosper, and I'll see you guys on the next video.